Hello, students. Today, we're going to explore two very special tissues in our body. Have you ever really thought about what allows you to run, to jump, or even just to blink your eyes? Well, it's all thanks to the muscular and nervous tissues, the body's incredible action team. Just think about it for a second. How do you kick a football? Or what happens when you accidentally touch a very hot pan? You pull your hand away instantly, without even thinking. How does our body react so quickly? The answer lies in the amazing teamwork between these two tissues. So let's uncover their secrets together. So here's our plan for today. First, we'll look at the engine of our body, the muscular tissue. Then, we'll meet the three different types of muscles. After that, we'll learn about the control system, our nervous tissue. We'll see how this team works together. And finally, we'll clear up some common doubts you might have. All right, let's begin with our first topic. Think of your muscles as the powerful engines that run your body. Just like the engine in a car, they are what power every single movement you make, whether it's a small smile or a big jump. So what exactly is this muscular tissue? Well, it's made up of long, thin cells that we call muscle fibers. Inside these fibers, there are special proteins that can pull on each other. When they pull, the muscle fiber gets shorter. We call this contraction. And when they let go, the fiber goes back to its original length. That's relaxation. It's this simple pull and release action that creates all movement in our body.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Not all muscles in your body are the same. In fact, we have three different types of muscles, and each one has a very specific job and a unique look. Let's get to know them one by one.
First up, we have the striated muscles. The most important thing to remember about these is that you are in control. You can decide when to move them. That's why we also call them voluntary muscles. For example, you make a conscious decision to raise your hand in class, don't you? Now, take a look at this picture. See how the muscle fibers are long and shaped like cylinders? And can you notice those stripes, the alternating light and dark bands? These bands are called striations, and that's exactly where the name striated muscle comes from. So let's quickly recap their features. The cells are long, cylindrical, and they don't branch out. They have many nuclei, they show those characteristic stripes or striations, and they are usually attached to our bones, which is why they are also called skeletal muscles. But the main thing to remember is they are voluntary. You control them. Every time you wave, walk, or write, you're using your striated muscles. Okay, next up, we have the smooth muscles. Now, these are quite different. Unlike striated muscles, we have no conscious control over them. They work automatically in the background. That's why they are known as involuntary muscles. Let's look closely at these cells. See how different they look? They are long, but they have pointed ends, which we describe as spindle-shaped. And notice something else that's missing? That's right, there are no stripes. They have a smooth appearance, which gives them their name. And each cell has only one nucleus. So, to sum it up, smooth muscle cells are spindle-shaped and have a single nucleus. They are unstriated, meaning they look smooth. You'll find them in the walls of your internal organs, like your intestine, moving food along, or in your blood vessels. Their work is completely involuntary. You don't have to think about digesting your food, right? That's your smooth muscles quietly doing their job.
And now for our third and final type.
And now for our third and final type. This one is very, very special. It's a muscle that is found in only one place in your entire body. Can you guess where? Yes, of course, it's in the heart. Let's talk about the incredible cardiac muscle.
Let's look at the structure of cardiac muscle here. You can see the cells are cylindrical and they have striations, just like the striated muscles we saw first. But look, there's a key difference. They are branched. They connect with each other. This branched structure is unique to cardiac muscle. And, like smooth muscles, they usually have just one nucleus. It's almost like a combination of the other two types.
So cardiac muscles are the muscles of the heart. Their cells are cylindrical, branched, and have a single nucleus. But their most amazing feature is their function. They contract and relax in a perfect, steady rhythm for our entire life, pumping blood to every part of our body. And this is completely involuntary. We are very lucky we don't have to remember to make our heart beat, isn't it? Now, this table is a very good summary of everything we've just discussed. It's great for revision. You can clearly see the key differences between the three muscle types based on their control, structure, and where they are located in the body. I suggest you pause here for a moment and go through it carefully. Okay, so we've learned all about the engines, our muscles. But an engine needs a driver, doesn't it? It needs something to tell it when to start, when to stop, and how fast to go. In our body, that driver, that control system, is the nervous tissue. Nervous tissue is what makes up our brain, our spinal cord, and all of our nerves. It forms a vast communication network, and it's made of highly specialized cells called neurons. A neuron's job is to carry messages or stimuli across the body, and they do it incredibly fast. These signals can travel at speeds of over 100 meters in a single second. Here is a picture of a neuron, the basic unit of the nervous system. You can see the main cell body, and from it, you can see all these branches reaching out. Every single part of this complex cell is designed to help send and receive messages efficiently. So, let's trace the path of a message, which we call a nerve impulse. The signal is first picked up by the branch-like structures called dendrites. The message then goes to the cell body. From the cell body, it travels down the long tail called the axon. Finally, it reaches the nerve ending, from where the signal is passed on to the next neuron or directly to a muscle cell, telling it what to do. So now we have the muscles, our engines, ready for action, and we have the nerves, our high-speed messengers. When you put them together, you get a highly efficient rapid response team that allows us to react to our surroundings instantly. Let's go back to our example of touching a hot object. The heat is the stimulus. Instantly, the nerves in your skin send a danger signal. This nerve impulse travels to your spinal cord, and a response signal is sent right back. This signal reaches the muscles in your arm, ordering them to contract immediately, and that contraction pulls your hand safely away from the heat. This whole process happens in a fraction of a second. It's a perfect example of nerves and muscles working together. When we learn new concepts like these, it's quite normal to have some questions. So let's take a moment to address a couple of common doubts that students often have. First question, why don't the muscles in our heart ever get tired? Well, it's because cardiac muscle cells are designed for endurance. They are built to contract and relax rhythmically, nonstop for our entire life. The second question, are nerves voluntary or involuntary? That's a great question. Nerves are actually neither. Think of them as the delivery system. They simply carry messages. They deliver signals to our voluntary muscles, like when you decide to lift your arm. And they also deliver signals to our involuntary muscles, like the ones that help digest your food. So let's end with this key idea. The functional combination, the teamwork between nerve and muscle tissue is what allows us, and most other animals, to move and react quickly to the world around us. It is this beautiful coordination that makes life as we know it possible. And that concludes our detailed look at these two tissues. Next, we will have a summary of the entire chapter.